So the Smiles for First Responders program wants to surprise one special hero with a complete dental makeover.
Twyla won a total dental makeover from the oral surgery and dental implant specialists of San Diego.
We had a Smile for Veterans program. This year we're doing a Smiles for First Responders program.
All I do is smile now. Yeah, thanks to him.
That group is everywhere, that group of oral surgeons, helping out all over.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's good.
I knew that wasn't the first story, like the third or fourth we've done on them, just all the work they do. So that's good stuff right there.
And a deserving Oklahoman is getting a brand new smile. Oral surgery specialist of Oklahoma.
We really wanted to make a much bigger impact.
Two Oklahoma City oral surgeons started a new program to help.
He was one of the many people who opened wide Friday for a free oral cancer screening.
We can find these very early if we can just have an opportunity to do an exam.
This isn't the first time these oral surgeons have footed the bill to help their community. They also served lunch multiple times to healthcare workers at the neighboring Mercy Hospital.
Doctors at the Oral Surgery Specialists of Oklahoma are doing everything they can to stop the spread.
Encouraging for us to speak with patients about this.
The Oral Surgery Specialists of Oklahoma, they're hosting a free online medical career fair.
One of the problems and struggles that they face is connecting with people who can help them make decisions.
The Second Chance program, now in its 5th year, is giving Oklahomans an opportunity to apply to receive a free $50,000 smile makeover.
It's a close to the heart matter, how we look, how we feel when we smile.
Obviously, your health is very important, and your oral health is part of that. One local office is offering one person a free $50,000 smile makeover.
ABC 7 News anchor Kumasi Aaron talked about this with Dr. Eric Scharf from 7x7 Dental Implant and Oral Surgery Specialist.
The Smile Again event is a life-changing event, but we're going to be offering a local resident the opportunity to get a brand new smile.
Local oral surgeons Jonathan Shelton and Paul Kashgarian understand not everyone has the opportunity to surf the beautiful San Diego coast.
A lot of kids in the coastal communities are able to do that, but some of the kids that live, a mile, 2 miles, 5 miles outside of it, we want to try to get those kids.
Thanks to Oral Surgery Group in New Brunswick. It's their first ever Second Chance program.
A $2,500 scholarship from Now Challenging Orthodontic.
There's great hope for the future. Kids are amazing.
This was the first Supplies for Teachers drive hosted by Now Challenging Orthodontics.
It's just good to know someone out there's looking out for you a little bit.
Dr. Michael Salen is here about the program. His company has Smile Again.
Smile Again for us is simply born out of one value of our practice, and that's community service and giving back.
We have your new notebook segment now, and joining me today is Dr. Robert Iopolo.
This is probably the one that's most near and dear to us. We do 4 different initiatives in our practice annually to give back to the community.
Joining us to talk about the warning signs is Dr. Andrew Morrow from 7x7 Dental Implant and Oral Surgery Specialists all the way in San Francisco.
Dentists and oral maxillofacial surgeons like myself are kind of in a unique circumstance.
It's an awesome program. It was created by surgeons from North Lake Oral and Facial Surgery in Mandeville and Oral Surgery Services in Metairie.
Whole Smile Orthodontics hosted their inaugural Defend Your Mouth Day event today.
So it's just our way of saying, hey, we just want to protect your mouth. And then while we're here, we actually do an orthodontic evaluation.
It's a special day at Upstate Oral Surgery and Dental Implants.
Well, this time of year, we just want to give back. That's where it started.
The Fresno Oral Maxillofacial Surgery and Dental Implant Center.
Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial surgeons surprised Mike Blakely today.
Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial surgeons announced 73-year-old Michael Blakely.
It's a blessing for us to be able to give back to the men and women who literally give everything for our country.
For the 3rd year, Braces Omaha is rewarding a local student for their kindness.
It's a really sweet experience.
Oral Surgery Specialist of Idaho has changed someone's smile forever.
We prepare the sites at the same time to place dental implants.
And today he was selected for the Second Chance Award by Oral Surgery Specialists of Oklahoma.
Really what we want to do is give someone that opportunity to smile again.
And we've got Dr. Black with us this morning. He's an oral surgeon with Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons.
It started actually back about 6 years ago.
Okay.
We were looking for a way to get back to the community.
Dr. Teeples with Columbia Basin Oral Surgeons tells us why it's so important.
Dr. Black, who is one of our surgeons, is a veteran himself.
Health Watch, the oral surgeons of Fresno Oral, Maxillofacial Surgery and Dental Implant Center are pleased to announce the launch of their third Second Chance program.
Doctors at the Fresno Oral Maxillofacial Surgery Center awards wisdom teeth extractions.
Christopher Galea, the Northern Nevada Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, launched the Second Chance initiative.
Unlucky Reno resident is receiving one of the best gifts, a new smile.
Doctors at Northern Nevada Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery selected Kyle Fox to receive a free $50,000 full smile transformation.
For the last 2 years, Oral Surgery Specialists of Idaho has changed someone's smile forever.
We want to help somebody in the community. There's a lot of need.
Now, Chalgen Orthodontics is launching its first ever Supplies for Teachers program.
We want to do what we can to support them.
Oral Surgery Group is conducting their first ever Second Chance program.
Oral surgeon Dr. Nathan Brown from North Lake Oral and Facial Surgery joins us now with tips on making this experience as smooth as possible.
We really like for people to get screened around the age of 16, 17 at the latest.
She is the first person to receive this surgical gift from the Kentuckiana Dental team.
The 5th annual Academic Advantage event. 1,000 students attended and heard from local healthcare professionals about what a career in healthcare would entail.
Wisdom for wisdom, and with me, I have Dr. Tyson Teeples.
You know, college is expensive. Textbooks are expensive, right? So as a group, we've decided to start a program to help kids offset that cost of college.
Dr. Logan Curtis, an oral surgeon and retired Army veteran who runs Upstate Oral Surgery and Dental Implants.
The inspiration was just to give back.
When I spoke with Lena and met with her, I could tell that this was going to be a blessing for their family.
Oral Surgery Hawaii is looking to give 3 people a new reason to smile.
Giving them that second opportunity to really have the smile that they want to show the world.
Oral surgeon Michael Ferguson from Oral Surgery Services joins us now to talk about a couple of free screenings as part of Oral Cancer Awareness Month. Doctor, good morning to you. We appreciate you being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Kind of like tugged at the heartstrings, kind of hear about some of the hardships that they were going through.
Welcome back to Trends and Friends. Joining us now is Dr. Robert Iopolo to share more with us about wisdom for wisdom.
The doctors of Oral Surgery Specialists of Idaho announced the final recipient of their first Empower Human Kindness program this week.
The makeover will be performed by Upstate Oral Surgery and Dental Implants surgeon Dr. Logan Curtis, with the goal of getting Jennifer comfortable and happy to smile once again.
One oral surgeon in Boise is giving back to those who have sacrificed for our country.
Eric Nelson of the Whitewater Oral Surgery Group will provide extensive oral surgery to veterans throughout Whitewater's Smiles for Soldiers program.
All of our freedoms to go to school, to learn, and to educate, and that's what they did. And so, wow, this is the least we can do.
And the doctors at Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons say that they would love to help a local military member in need.
Leonard Lacundrinum is the recipient for this year's prize. So,
courtesy of the Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Specialist of San Diego.
One Oxnard resident is getting a second chance at life with a new smile.
This is an opportunity to change people's lives.
Let's talk about the Smile Again program. I love this program. The before and after photos are so evident how much this helps people.
We feel like we just need to give so much back to the community, and this is by far the best way that we can do it.
We're going to be placing 8 dental implants in both the jaws, 4 in each jaw.
She says she is thrilled with the results.
Now I'm joined by Dr. Yamamoto of Oral Surgery Hawaii. Can you tell me just a little bit more about what you guys are seeing here in the office?
Yeah, so especially in a place like Hawaii where kind of community comes first.
It's very exciting, and to be able to select somebody, and we just love hearing who that story and seeing who's going to get that beautiful smile.
Dr. Greg and Nicole Nataljian of Nataljian Orthodontics are looking to recognize one Central Valley student who has gone above and beyond in their school and community to stand up against bullying and help spread human kindness.
Wisdom for Wisdom. That's the new program launched by the doctors to help students pay for dental care.
Having undergone many years of that ourselves, we know how much even, little bits can help.
Fresno Oral Maxillofacial Surgery and Dental Implant Center named the winners of its annual Wisdom for Wisdom program. Through an online contest, the center gave 3 Central Valley college-bound students wisdom teeth extractions.
The student is without his wisdom teeth tonight thanks to oral surgeon Dr. Robert Iapolo and his team.
The intent is to offset some of the expenses for college, specifically textbooks. I had many, many years of school and lots of textbooks that I had to buy, and they were expensive when I was in school, and now they're crazy expensive.
The pandemic has kept thousands of Bay Area medical students out of school. It also has prevented students of all ages from getting in-person career guidance from teachers and counselors.
The purpose of this academic advantage is to try to open up communication so that these students can look at potential career paths and have interactions directly with physicians from the community.
A San Diego teenager is turning to an oral surgeon to defend against a possible future fight with cancer.
The stem cells live within this dark part of the wisdom tooth, which we call the pulp.
Local oral surgery practice is working to raise awareness about oral cancer by offering free screenings.
Red spots and white spots around the tongue, the floor of mouth in particular, are things that are really concerning to me and that need immediate evaluation.
Dr. Michael Stern is an oral surgeon at Oral Surgery Group in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
We do see emergencies all the time, but I can tell you definitely as far as fractured teeth are concerned, there's definitely been an increase.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeon Dr. Stephen Kupferman did something different to reduce Chase's pain during recovery.
It's really changed the way I practice. I don't have to give pain pills to anybody anymore.
We can then use some virtual surgical treatment planning program to actually place three-dimensionally the dental implant into the exact position that we would like for it to be.
Dr. Justin in Advanced Oral Surgery is the first doctor here in Michigan to have and use what's called the X Guide.
The patient has a scan and they wear this little clip in their mouth when they're taking the scan, and that clip is picked up by this camera over here.
To combat it, Dr. Iapolo is campaigning with Project Save a Mouth as part of National Children's Dental Health Month.
That nicotine is going to cause vasoconstriction, so it decreases blood flow. And something that's particularly susceptible to that is the gum tissue around our teeth.
This is the third year Dr. Iapolo, a veteran and oral surgeon, has given Smiles for Soldiers. He served 9 years of active duty, 4 years in the reserves, and wants to help serve in Lubbock.
To actually watch that person when they smile for the first time, especially after they've been ashamed to smile for so long, it's really a very emotional thing for myself, my staff, the patients, and their families.
We're a doctor-owned practice, and we thought this was a great way to give back to the community and stay involved.
Students gathered at the Performing Arts Center for the 4th annual Amarillo Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Academic Advantage and Career Fair.
When they go out and they do their education, that they'll come back to where they're from, and that we can have more healthcare providers in our community.
More than 1,000 students attended today's event.
Dentist offices across the country have shut down. No teeth cleaning appointments or checkups. Now that's prompted some people with dental emergencies to show up at hospital ER seeking help. And as Amanda Brandeis shows us, it's becoming a problem.
When the American Dental Association called for dentists to postpone elective procedures, he knew his doors would stay open.
Patients that have toothaches or dental infections that don't have a dentist of record, oftentimes they find themselves in the emergency room. It can overwhelm an emergency room, quite quickly.
After dental school, as part of our specialty, we're trained for 4 years in intensive medical and surgical training in a hospital full-time.
Yusef Shamisa of Half Moon Bay was eating a cracker on Sunday when it happened.
As I bit down, I was like, whoa, that hurts, and I felt it loose on the front.
One of his molars split in half, and today he came to the 7x7 oral surgery specialist in San Francisco to have it removed. This is one of the few dental practices still open in the entire area.
If we're not there to provide any type of a treatment or assessment, the really only option for these patients is to go to an emergency room, and that's really the last place they want to be.
Right now, because of the COVID crisis, we are only doing urgent or dental emergency procedures in our office.
We want the emergency room to be available for patients who have
illnesses and sicknesses that need to be treated in the emergency room.
If you are experiencing pain or swelling or significant discomfort, please don't go to the emergency department.
We can keep those folks out of the hospital. We can help the healthcare system in general.
As oral surgeons, we're kind of the surgical backbone and specialists for the medical and dental community as it relates to oral health. We will remain open because our job is to treat these patients that are having acute pain or infections to help prevent them from making their way to the emergency room.
We don't want them to end up in the hospital or in the emergency room, so we really want to take care of them here before they get to the really front lines of the COVID-19 outbreak.
Number one is so that you don't overwhelm an already busy ER department. Secondly is not to potentially expose yourself to illnesses and sicknesses around the ER, such as COVID.
Questions that we're asking patients are, what's your level of pain? If there's no pain, that's an indication that it may not be an emergency.
Many patients present with pain, with swelling, infections, fractured teeth can cause all sorts of problems. It is something that needs to be addressed, and it does not need to be addressed in our emergency rooms around here.
In a moment like this, we have to look at our practice from a much broader view of just our practice. We need to consider it from the perspective of really of public health.
We need to work some extra hours, extra days. We'll do that, you bet. Whatever we need to do to take care of patients and to be of service to the community.
We all felt like it was kind of, priority of ours to serve the community and make sure they have a place to go.
Oral Surgery Hawaii is tapping into telemedicine to check in on patients whose dental visits were postponed because of the pandemic. It's a new frontier with a promising future.
We just want to be sure that we can connect with the patient and we can guide them and even follow up with them.
As blood centers continue to see a shortage in supply, Dr. Graves at Amarillo Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery is hosting a blood drive to help.
Those 18 years old and older can receive a COVID-19 antibody test. The data collected from the test will be used for research on COVID-19.
Siouxland Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery is hosting an emergency pop-up blood drive.
The traumas aren't going away. The regular illnesses that we have throughout the year aren't going away. So that's why we need the community to pull together and donate.
The hospital needs gloves, masks, and gowns now more than ever.
Anything that a healthcare worker can use to protect themselves, please come and just drop off. A little goes a long way. 1 or 2 boxes, whatever you can spare.
We tend to see a lot of those patients, hopefully before they get to that point, and can save them going to the emergency department.
Oral surgeons around the valley can also resume non-urgent dental procedures. Canyon Oral Surgery shared some of their precautions they have in place with us. Every patient entering the building will answer some basic questions and have their temperature taken. Masks will be provided. Surgeons will wear P100 respirators, face shields, goggles, and gowns.
It's nice because it kind of allows your full face to be exposed, but it also allows us to still connect with our patients, because I think it can become a little bit intimidating when they come into a surgical facility and they see everybody in a bunch of masks and gowns and respirators. And so it's been, really, really nice to be able to offer that to our patients and our team members.
It feels a whole lot more like when I operate at the hospital, like that level of sterility and cleanliness.
Iapolo says with all of the safety measures in place, you shouldn't be nervous about getting dental work done during this time.
We do the same screening process with the doctors and the staff daily. We answer all the questions. We take our temperature, we make sure our vitals are good, and if any of us are feeling under the weather, we're well aware that we're not going to show up to work that day.
Patients will notice that the office now takes extra safety precautions.
Now, on top of the scrubs, we have surgical gown. And then on top of the goggle and the mask, we have a full face shield.
We're all trying to make the best decisions in dentistry, and I know in our community in particular, we're being very cautious and very intentional.
The most important thing is obviously patient safety. That's first and foremost, and right next to that is team member safety. We want people that operate with us to feel safe.
Grand Traverse Oral Surgery in Traverse City put safety procedures in place when the pandemic began, and they say they will continue to follow those guidelines when regular patients return.
Not everybody has masks, so we've got a small number of disposable ones that fit better than the regular clinical masks, so we'll give you one if you don't have one.
In tonight's Health Beat at 6, we're going to find out more about the precautions that Siouxland Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery is doing.
We're going to alter the way we see patients by trying to keep the social distancing intact and also decreasing the amount of patients that we see at a time.